So yeah, let's start with the dark pool stuff. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, all a dark pool is, it's a private exchange, right? If you're a firm and you're, say, Goldman Sachs, and you have so many clients that you have people who are selling, and you have customers who are selling certain stocks and customers who are buying the same stocks. Well, the thought is, why go to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange and pay them their fees? Let's just start our private exchange. So in the early 2000s, they would come around and mark the broker dealers were making these dark pools. And if you're on the buy side of the market, meaning you're on the side where you have to pay commissions, like an institutional trader, like I was, hedge fund, mutual fund, you have to trade with a broker, just like a retail trader does. So the brokers were starting these dark pools, and they would come around and they would pitch them to people like myself and say, oh, you got to trade in our dark pool. It's dark, it's invisible. No one's going to see your orders. And it turns out that that's a complete myth. Everything that trades in a dark pool has to be printed to the tape, anywhere it trades. So I think somehow over the years, this term dark pool has given people this kind of ominous thing. And it's not. It's just a private exchange. It's not good nor bad. In terms of retail investors, if you put a trade in with Charles Schwab, it could end up in Charles Schwab's dark pool. So retail investors have access to dark pools. It's just, it's neither good nor bad. In my opinion, as a trader, it's completely irrelevant where volume trades. So that's just my take on that.
Hey, no, that's a really good breakdown. Look, I think the big thing that you said there that I largely agree with here is that I think you used the word ominous. It does seem like, dark pool, it's like this misunderstood or there's something going on that not everyone really knows. And it sounds to me like what you're explaining is that it's just like kind of par for the course. It doesn't really give you any advantage or disadvantage.
Absolutely. When you're a trader, right? If I was back in my institutional trading days and I said, I want to buy 100,000 shares of the stock and I want to buy it right now and I want to buy it, I would buy all 100,000 shares if I could without moving the price. I put that in I could put that in an algorithm that goes out to the market, and there's like 60 or 70 different trading venues. It might go buy 1,000 shares in one dark pool. It might go buy 5,000 shares on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. It could go, anywhere to all these different like webs of pools of liquidity or exchanges. And I don't really care where the hell it traded, as long as I got my order done in line. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, dark pools are just there. I don't really think it's something that really people should really think about.
Yeah, it seems like it's just kind of much ado about nothing for all you Shakespeare fans out there.